Taurus, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are here to look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change without, we have to make that change on the energy inside. And hopefully these readings help to give you the perspective you need to actually transform the energy within you so that you can start to manifest the outcomes you truly desire and have better experiences than you've been having when you're not consciously manifesting. So today we're going to do the Happiness Tarot, Relationship Happiness Tarot spread that I found on angelorm.co. I've been doing this on Fridays as my Friday love reading. I did do a reading on Wednesday if you didn't get a chance to see it. And it was about communication between the masculine and feminine energy. So check that out if you are interested. I have not been offering the daily readings anymore on TikTok. It's just become too overwhelming to have to stay on a consistent schedule with that app. I'm also feeling kind of manipulated by that app. I don't really like that feeling. I'm somebody who resists authority so much, so I don't like being manipulated to do something by someone else, and especially when it's not really being compensated. So I've decided not to pour time and energy into an empty cup and instead grow this channel. And because of that, I really do need you to click subscribe. So if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing today. It helps me out, and you will be also able to get notifications when I do instant premieres or when I do live, which I am planning to do probably once a month. I'm currently transitioning into a new home over the next month or so. So I think things will be a little bit up in the air scheduling wise. I'm just going to play it by ear. But I'm excited. I'm excited to move to a new place. This time to move with a friend who I have not lived with before. So I think it's going to be exciting and fun and interesting. And also I think good for the both of us. We need that support, and I think we're able to provide it. So I'm really excited about that. And that is coming up very soon in the next month or so. And it will be somewhere I've never lived before. I'm moving to the south, so should be interesting. All right, I'm just shuffling some of the oracles here for the end of the reading, and then we will get started. You will notice that I have made an effort to update the description box, so please check it out. It's a little more clear about the different things, benefits that are offered, and you should be able to find what you're looking for a little bit easier. And for those of you that were interested in participating in the retreat that we did in January, it is now available for purchase, and you can see that at the link in my profile, or in the description box below rather. And it's only $33. You have access to the entire retreat, all the activities that were planned, the meditations, etc. It was a lot of fun, so I hope that you get a lot out of it. All right, we are almost ready here. Also, I have my microphone plugged in again, so the sound should be much better than it has been the last few days. I apologize for that. I just, on the day that I had that argument with my mother a while back, for those of you that watch regularly, and I was like, I'm moving out. I ripped apart my whole studio and decided that I really couldn't not use my really nice microphone to do these readings for you. So I plugged it all back in today and we're good. Okay, let's get started. So I add an additional couple positions to this reading just to get a sense of the overall energy and the underlying energy. I'm using 4 decks today just because why not? I love to be able to see all of the different imagery and all of the things that sort of go together. So we're going to be using 4 decks instead of 2 decks today. We're going to look first at the feminine energy overall. For the feminine, we have the Chariot and the Lover's card. So the Chariot is showing me forward movement, forward motion. The Chariot is about surrendering the ego, no longer, letting the ego do the driving, and just kind of surrendering to the heart, surrendering to divine direction. And in the heart, we see the Lover's card. So surrendering to love, moving forward in love and relationships. This is about a choice too. So making a big decision to move on, move forward, move on from a certain lover, a certain relationship, a certain way of thinking about relationships. But I'm definitely seeing for this feminine energy the desire to move onward and upward. No more kind of staying stagnant in the same energy. And I really do think she's working to release limiting beliefs about love, because underlying all her thoughts and decisions, we're seeing the Hierophant and the Tower. So that's 4 major arcana cards for the Divine Feminine. So she is at a major intersection, crossroad, major shift that has happened from her. She could have recently released limiting beliefs about this a past relationship, or about love and relationships in general. I'm also seeing that she wants to move forward into a relationship too, like be involved with somebody and be in some kind of a relationship. And she's having to release a lot of her ideas about relationships from the past, about love, about the spiritual journey. It can be about releasing somebody who she thought was a twin, somebody who kind of brought a lot of destruction, a lot of ruin, a lot of pain, suffering, burning, desire, but didn't fulfill any of that desire. She is, I noticed it's really interesting. There are these 2 crows here on the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is also about sacred vows and commitment. So she could be releasing herself from a sacred vow she's made, or a commitment she made, to trying to rebuild something with somebody that wasn't happening. She could also be seeing clearly that someone brought a lot of chaos and destruction to her life, and she's really needing to have faith that there was a reason behind it, something about that. But big, major energy for Divine Feminine. All right, for the masculine, we are seeing the 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, 7-7. So the 7 of Pentacles is an energy of having to tend to something and nurture something, prepare to harvest abundance. It's about being very patient because you have to allow something to grow. And then we're seeing the 7 of Wands, which is about standing your ground, defending yourself, standing strong in the conviction of your beliefs. We see this feminine energy who's in a protective bubble here. She's kind of zenned out in this meditative lotus pose. We're seeing this inner light that's shining from her. And this masculine is kind of in this void state, and just sort of tending to this garden, which is full of heads. So this is maybe like tending to his thoughts, tending to the way he thinks about this feminine as protected from him, or her boundaries are strong and he's not able to get past them. We see that he's weeding this garden too. He's taking care of the weeds. So, things that are choking the fruits of his abundance. There's also this pregnancy energy too here. So, patiently creating something, waiting for something to grow into its fulfillment. But I really see that he sees the feminine as taking care of herself and protecting herself. And she's put up this boundary because she's creating something very vital. And she's weeding out anything that doesn't align with her. He's acutely aware that this is what the feminine has done. And maybe she stood strong and patient in this energy of waiting, but she's learned how to protect herself from any unnecessary distractions, anything that's going to take her focus off of what is good for her, what is allowing her to grow. Underlying all his thoughts and decisions, we're seeing the Nine of Pentacles in the headspace. Okay, that like card flew so far. Like, why? Okay. Very interesting, and I can't even hold on to it here. God damn it. I really wish I had a chair with wheels, people. Also, if you care, please send donations or book readings. I shouldn't have to beg, but I do. So I am begging you right now to please send donations for these free readings that I do for you. Very, very in-depth readings. I do them because I care. I do them because they helped me when I was going through my shit, 12:22 on the clock, and I want to help you going through your shit. So send donations, and please book readings at the link in my profile. Even $11 readings. If every one of my people who followed me and watched my videos on a weekly basis did one $11 reading, like every couple of weeks, I would be good. So do that, please, please. I am begging you, literally. Okay, Divine Feminine, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Cups. So the Divine Feminine, this masculine is focused entirely upon her. It's interesting because the feminine energy was focused much more on major life choices, on her spirituality, on the divine. She is feeling that like she's focused on masculine and feminine energy being balanced, but it's not really heavily focused on the masculine energy. I do see the masculine energy here in the Chariot, so I do think she is thinking that she really wishes this masculine would surrender to the love that he feels and move forward with her in a relationship. But ultimately, it's not so much about focusing on this other person. It's really much more about focusing on where she is and where she wants to go. The Divine Masculine, however, is very focused on the feminine energy, even very attached to her with this Nine of Pentacles energy. This is the energy of being single and independent. And the Two of Cups is the energy of dating, of coming together in a physical relationship. This is also, the Nine of Pentacles is also about reward, experience and reward. So masculine's having a couple things going on. I think that his desire, what he really wants is to be able to physically meet up with the feminine. But I think what he thinks is that this feminine is maybe seeing other people. She's experiencing her single energy. You know, this masculine is like, if she's not focused on me on social media, then she has to be focused on someone else. I think it's really hard for him to imagine her as simply being focused on her own, inner world, her spirituality, her friendships, her career, her passions, because I think it's been difficult for the masculine to have that same kind of self-reflexiveness, and I think he has consistently needed companionship to make him feel validated. So I think it is difficult for him to imagine that the feminine is just on her own and really not interested in anyone else if she's not showing interest toward him. It's very much this feeling of like, there must be these other suitors. There must be these other relationships. She must be dating other people. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. I would guess a lot of the feminines are not doing that. But there is the feeling too of wanting to move into another relationship and release an old one. So maybe he's picking up on that energy coming from her of being like, I can't live my entire life waiting for a person who's not going to do anything. I need to make a move into another relationship. I need to shift my energy. Okay, so what is the Divine Feminine thinking about the Divine Masculine right now? We see the Nine of Wands and the Five of Cups. So Divine Feminine is thinking, you really are feeling sorry for yourself, aren't you? Like, you really think you're the victim in this situation? Like, how are you the victim? How are you the person who is the most wounded here. Because at the end of the day, I came to you, I opened up, I poured my heart out to you, and you rejected every single offer that I've made. You rejected it. And you didn't only reject it, like, sometimes outright, because it depends on the person that you're focused on, but a lot of times it was just by completely ignoring me. Just totally ignoring me. By disappointing me. By making it seem like you were open and really wanting to communicate, and then when I would bridge that gap between us, you would just completely ignore it, act like it never happened, not care about it in any way. And somehow you're the one that is wounded here, and you're feeling sorry for yourself. And you're like, oh, I caused her so much sadness, and now it's over. Okay. Like, ew. Divine Feminine has just got a big ew from that feeling. She's like, you know, instead of going off and isolating yourself and licking the wounds that you have because you caused me suffering, maybe you should come and apologize to me for causing me sadness and disappointment. Maybe you should stop feeling sorry for yourself and regretting so much and just take accountability and just say, hey, I'm sorry I did this. It was because of my inner child wounds. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I'm sorry that I did, so that I can just forgive you and we can move on. But no, instead you're just going to stay there and, you know, just be like, oh, I suck and every choice I make is stupid. And you're like, okay, great. That really does nothing for me or the relationship. So you're still being selfish and you're still being self-focused and you're still being inaccessible. You still haven't learned and you still haven't healed. That's what the Divine Feminine is thinking. The Divine Masculine is thinking about the Divine Feminine. We're seeing the Star card and the Eight of Swords. So Divine Feminine is protecting her vulnerability. She's no longer being vulnerable with him anymore. She's no longer putting herself on display or her feelings on display anymore either. She is not as accessible to him as she once was. She's still his wish. He still thinks that she is, you know, like this star, but it's like she has put that boundary up that we saw him very focused on, and she's no longer accessible to him. I also think that he's thinking that she is thinking a lot of thoughts that are keeping her from wanting to be with him. Things that are protecting her from entering into any kind of relationship with him. So what is the Divine Feminine saying to the Masculine right now? What is she saying to the Masculine right now? King of Wands, Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups. Okay. She is saying, first of all, she might not be saying anything directly to him because she's protecting herself from this disappointment of having him just sit there and hesitate and not doing anything, not come towards her, not actually leave, just keeping her there in that limbo. So she might not be saying anything directly. This might be something she's saying like within herself or telepathically, or she might be conveying it by her behavior or her actions. But what she is saying right now is, if you don't take action to get rid of the mindset that makes you think that I'm inaccessible to you, you're going to have to watch me leave you. You're going to have to watch me go live my life in another town with other people around me and thrive and have relationships and have a good time, because I'm not going to sit here with you in this pity party anymore. Not interested in it. It's super unattractive. If you want to stimulate me or turn me on, then you need to stop being so freaking unattractive, because it's not a look. Like, it's not a vibe I'm into. So yeah, figure that out. That's what she's saying to the Masculine right now. What is the Divine Masculine saying to the Divine Feminine right now? We have the Four of Cups in reverse and the Two of Wands. So the Four of Cups is all about missed opportunities. It's about fantasies. It's about indolence, not doing something. It's just kind of like sitting there. Can be about being grounded, getting grounded. And it's in a reverse. So this Masculine is like, I don't want to just be your fantasy anymore. Okay? I don't want to keep missing these opportunities and keeping you waiting for me anymore, watching and waiting. I don't want to do that to you anymore. I'm feeling really restless because I want to actually give you some kind of offer. I want to ground this connection and take it from this fantasy place into the reality that we have both asked for. That's what he's saying. Again, with the Two of Wands energy, this can be a telepathic communication and not an actual communication. I'm actually seeing the Divine Masculine kind of withholding communication right now because of the boundaries Divine Feminine has up. Maybe he's not able to communicate with her the way that he always has. But he doesn't want to be a loser anymore. He doesn't want to be indolent. He doesn't want to be somebody who just misses life as it and lets it pass him by. So Divine Feminine, what is she doing to the masculine right now? We have the 10 of Pentacles in the head space and the Moon card in the heart space. So I'm seeing visualizing. So in order to try to shift the energy, the Divine Feminine is trying to imagine. She's trying to, fantasize about the material happiness that she knows is possible for them. So this can also be that she's actually just dreaming a lot about the masculine. I never dream about my person, and I have dreamed about him like 4 times in the last month or 2, and that's a lot. Like, I usually dream about him like once a year, and then I'll be so annoyed. I'll dream about my ex-husband all the time and be like, God damn it, I don't want to dream about him. Like, I'm over that relationship so much, but it had a lot of abuse and wounding in it. And he still plagues like my life through my custody with my son. So I'm sure my subconscious still has stuff to work out about him. But I'm always like, why can't I dream about my person? And I've dreamed about my person like 4 times. And they've all been like really healing, good dreams for the most part. Little bit of struggle. The last 2, almost no struggle at all. So there is this energy of the Divine Feminine maybe dreaming about the happiness with the masculine, dreaming about them coming together, and remembering those dreams and allowing those dreams to flow. She also might be telepathically communicating to the masculine about how she wants to grow old with him and have happiness and a legacy, something like that. What is the Divine Masculine doing to the feminine right now? We have the 7 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Now, sometimes the 7 of Swords is seen as like cheating or lying or deceiving, but it's also about strategizing, planning, trying to get away with something and doing something unexpected or surprising. And then we have this Page of Pentacles, which is some kind of a material gesture. So the Divine Masculine is devising some way to surprise the feminine with a real physical offer. This can be a proposal. It can be a small, simple thing, or it can be something that's going to grow into something more significant. I mean, even if it's small, it's going to grow into something more significant, but like, it could be like an engagement ring that leads to a marriage, or it could just be like simply a physical gesture in the material, a real letter, or coming and surprising the feminine where she is, something like that. But that is what he's doing right now. He has his fingers crossed. So I do really feel like he's really hoping that this is going to work out. And I see him holding on to all the swords here and trying to control his thoughts. Probably so that they don't get in the way of this plan he has to somehow surprise the feminine with some kind of a real world gesture. So how could we create more harmony between what the feminine is thinking, saying, and doing? We have here the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So here's the Hierophant returning again. We saw that this was underlying her thoughts and feelings, and now we see it again in this position of how to create harmony. So this Ace of Pentacles, in this case for me, is about the Divine Feminine's offer, her value, what she's worth, considering herself a high value feminine who is going to grow and expand and be prosperous and abundant. The Hierophant is about spiritual lessons and authority and tradition. It can be about limiting beliefs. and it can be about commitment. So divine feminine, what would help you is if you really could see, and when I hold the cards and look at them myself, they look like this. We see that there is this, almost like a telescopic image looking at this Ace of Pentacles. So for divine feminine, really seeing her worth, seeing what she brings to the table, and really doing her best to work on limiting beliefs that have told her that she doesn't have value, or that she's not worthy of this kind of attention, or of being chosen or communicated with. Really working on those limiting beliefs, because those are the only things. It's a lot of times it really feels like it's the other person. Like, what is this person's problem? Why doesn't this person just do X, Y, or Z? But it's not about the other person. You've attracted this person because of your beliefs about yourself. And this person is behaving in a certain way because your beliefs about yourself. And it's frustrating to me because I think, like, I work on my beliefs all the time. Like, I listen to affirmations. I do healing sessions. I focus on my own passions. I'm doing all the things. Like, how come if I'm doing all the things, like, there's nothing happening? And it's because I'm still focusing on the gap between what I'm still saying, where is it? I'm still focused on where is it? Where is it? Instead of focused on here it is. And how can you be focused on here it is if it's not here? I listened to Abraham Hicks today, and she talked about satisfaction, and about how if you can't find satisfaction right now, you're not going to get the thing that you are thinking is going to give you satisfaction. The thing comes to you from feeling currently satisfied. So satisfied with what you have, satisfied and grateful with the gifts that you have. Maybe you're not seeing a bunch of money come to you from the gifts that you have, but you have these gifts. You always have the potential for this abundance and prosperity. Do you know how many people don't recognize their gifts or understand their talents or have the privileges and opportunities that you have to display these talents or to offer these gifts to others? There's so many people that have way more limiting beliefs that they have to work through that you don't. So you have to have satisfaction for where you are in this present moment. You have to learn that lesson. One of the things that I keep thinking, because I am moving to a new place, and I'm pursuing something different, I keep having this fear that this will push my person away even further. And the fear is that I will be satisfied in my new life, and they will not feel needed, and I will not need them. And that is actually the state that I have to be in order to actually be magnetic. I can't be in a state of needing something desperately. I have to be in the state of satisfaction and receiving the things that match that satisfaction. So divine feminine has got to work on that. What does the masculine need to do to create more harmony between what he thinks, says, and does? We have the Emperor and the Six of Cups. The Emperor is an energy of being bold and ambitious and driven and stubborn, but being able to command the power that you have to fully step into your power. So he needs to think of himself as worthy. He also needs to conquer the past. He needs to overcome the hold that the past has had over him. He's focused a lot on these issues of loyalty, lack of loyalty from other people in his life, from how he's shown up in the current relationship with the divine feminine. And he judges himself, he judges other people for these breaks with loyalty, etc. He's got to overcome that. He needs to conquer those fears, anxieties, and he needs to take that power that he has and reunite with the feminine. He needs to really embody that childlike wonder energy that he's kind of left behind as he's grown up and grown kind of jaded. He needs to get back into the mindset of his youth and be excited again and interested and playful. And he's primarily just really needs to step into that power. So what's the current happiness potential as of today? We have the Magician and the Five of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Cups. So, very interesting. Push-pull energy. The Magician is manifesting what you desire. The Five of Wands is being stuck and not being able to come to some kind of agreement, and pushing and pulling and having no movement and being stagnant and being stuck. The Queen of Swords is an energy of seeing clearly, being able to communicate, plan and strategize. The Three of Cups is about having a good time, friendships, dating. It can be about having a reunion. Also, reunion energy is associated with Three of Cups and having a reason to celebrate. It's the card of union. It can also be seen as the card of third-party energy. So the current happiness potential depends on the capacity for both the masculine and feminine to overcome these fears of competition or these ideas about somebody getting in the way. It's about cutting out any frivolous third-party energy that hasn't really been serving you, that's been keeping you blocked or stuck. And the positive, like the pulling all these cards together, is the ability to manifest that they can move through this inner struggle using their minds and their mouths to communicate that they both want to celebrate and have joy and come together and be in union. The power lies within them. They have all the tools they need to be happy. They have all the tools they need to overcome this internal struggle. They need to use their heads and their mouths. They have to speak. They have to communicate and find a way to navigate this reunion and come together. And then I do see a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, good times. Good times for the both of them. Okay, let's finish this up with some oracles. I kind of like the back and forth thing, so I'm going to keep going back and forth between them. Divine Feminine, what is one thing that is really stopping you right now? Hunger. You're really hungry. Wanting to be filled up by this masculine energy. This is a hunger for something more, a craving for something that will nourish your soul. It signals a deep wanting for something to fill you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Ask yourself, what are you hungry for? So part of your frustration with this masculine energy is that you have something else that you're trying to fill. And this masculine energy seems to represent like a way or a path to fill whatever it is that's within you. So you're hungry to have this happen because there is something else that does need to be filled up within you that is not this masculine energy, but something else. And it is on you to discover what that hunger is and to satiate it. All right, Divine Masculine. What is something that is standing in your way right now? Space. This feeling that you have to give all this space to the feminine and that you need all this space to yourself. Taking up space. You may feel alone and like you can get lost here, but it is important to remember that you can fill this space. What it is that you are looking to fill your life with. What is it that you are looking to fill your life with? Is it certain types of people? A new project? How can you take action toward your goal? The void is only a temporary space and it's ready to be filled. See, these things are so related to each other. The feminine is feeling a space which is giving her this hunger to fill it with something. The masculine is also afraid of the space he feels. He doesn't realize that he can fill it with something. They're both very similar in this energy. Divine Feminine, you need to lay a solid foundation. We have the 6 here. The 6 is also Lover's energy, which you did get in your reading as well. And this message for you is, Beaver Spirit is here to tell you about a power living within you that is born of spirit, the source from which all life arises. This is the power to establish the sacred connection with the universal consciousness, so you can deliberately co-create the world you desire. Know that it takes work, determination, and sustained effort to co-create and lay a solid foundation for your dreams. If, with spirit as your partner, you bring the twigs and branches of your intentions and desires and spread them across the river of time, you will be amazed at what you can do. You will find that you can even change the direction of the flow of life. You can ensure that your world will be prosperous and purposeful and filled with love and joy and rich with magic and meaning. That which you desire will come to you and remain sustainably if you build on a sturdy foundation. Keep your intention and energy consistent and deliberate, using all your resources and the energy of this wonderful, productive time. Have faith, for with Spirit to co-create with you, your success is assured. Spirit is your partner, helping you along as you change the course of your life in the way your heart desires. So that's a Magician energy, which was actually one of the happiness potential cards for you. So you need to remember that you are creating this with Spirit. You're not doing this alone in a vacuum. It is with Spirit that you are creating. And that is really going to help you. Okay, Divine Masculine. Surrender now. We have Moth Spirit here. Number 39. This message is... Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with Spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or addiction? Are you so intoxicated by a potential relationship or opportunity that you can't think straight? Hard work and dedication are virtues, and love, of course, is a beautiful thing. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it is time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty or even to a person may be your current vice. The form of your addiction does not matter so much as awareness of the consequences of remaining persistent when moderation is needed. Let go of your excessive energy by channeling it in more than one direction. The fire burns hot, and you do not want to be engulfed by your passion to the exclusion of all the other pursuits that matter to you. Now is the time for surrender and radical acceptance, so that your drive does not cause you to flee or to fight. Spirit wants you to release your need for certainty and control, so that you can relax into a more balanced way of using your Moth Spirit energy. Banish the shoulds and musts, so that you can enjoy what is as you allow for what might be. Very important for the Divine Masculine right now. Divine Feminine, you are getting the message of chaos and conflict from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Colette Baron Reid also writes the Spirit Animal Oracle that I just used. This is number 33. And the message is, stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values. Remember that Ace of Pentacles for you? Your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are negotiable, are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. Lots of good advice today. Divine Masculine, come to the edge. Number 36. This is a message. It's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts that you've kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, say what you hope for. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You will be glad you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step toward the gods and they will deliver what you truly desire. Man, I really do hope y'all take this advice today. I can't have put it better myself. And your self-care. So this is what you need to do. And I think it's funny because it's related. Divine Feminine, you're getting the music card, and Divine Masculine is getting sound healing. So I think you're both on the same wavelength of needing to use sound and music in a sacred way to help yourselves right now. I just eye rolling for my situation. Okay, 37. So let's take a look at what Divine Feminine needs, how music is working for her. This is your mantra, Divine Feminine. My heart sings the song of truth. Choose music that resonates with you and holds a positive vibration. Allow the rhythms, melodies, and lyrics to shift you toward your desired mood with ease and grace. Let the music move you, inspire you, and be a way for you to do the same for others. Share a motivating, uplifting song that you like with friends, or play music that invigorates you and your team while you work. Whether you've always wanted to get up on stage for karaoke, start a band, or finally write down those lyrics floating through your head, there's a song inside you that's wanting to come out. There can be many expectations built up around expressing yourself through music, but don't let them hold you back from having fun or sharing your unique voice and message. Attend a concert or festival, make a playlist with just the right vibe, take up an instrument, or join a singing circle. Just look for more ways to bring music into your life. Open your mind and your ears, and the music will move you in just the right direction. Your journal prompt today is, what do you think your choices in music say about you? Very interesting, Divine Feminine. Good luck with that. All right, Divine Masculine, number 47. So we have 37 and 47 here. And Divine Masculine sound healing card says, his mantra is, I receive healing energy with grace and ease. Specific sound frequencies like the love frequency of 528 hertz, which is what I was listening to all day yesterday, offers unique healing energies because of the way they resonate with our cells and the water in our bodies. Sound healing often involves a mix of crystal bowls, didgeridoos, gongs, tuning forks, and other sacred instruments to create a vibrational frequency that brings on a deeply meditative and dreamlike state, often resulting in visions, memories, and bodily sensations that illuminate areas of life that need attention. Seek out a sound journey based on a specific mood, frequency, chakra, or environment. With more and more options out there, you'll find something that's just right for you. Either download a sound healing recording to listen to in your home, or find out if there's a local yoga studio or healing center where you can experience one with a trained specialist. Be sure to journal about the emotions and memories that came up for you during the session. The journal prompt is, participate in a sound healing and write about your experience before, during, and after the journey. How do you feel in your mind, body, and heart? Wow, so you both need music and sound right now. Very specific to me. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please go book a reading with me or send a donation. I could really use it. I just had to pay my bills and I am wiped out. I was going to go get coffee today and was like, can't do that. So I don't like being in that position. I don't think anybody likes to be in that position. I think you know the value I do bring to you every day. So please honor and respect that. Value me, value yourself, invest in yourself, invest in me. Those are the things that we need to do. And the thing is, if more people invested in me, I would be able to invest in more people. So you're really helping everybody when you take the time to make sure that you are valuing the people whose content that you are consuming on a daily basis. One of the reasons why I'm off TikTok is because I was receiving little value from TikTok, even though I was putting a lot of my value into it. So if I continue to have this situation where people really aren't valuing my time and energy, I can't do these readings. And it's pretty much that simple. I've pulled back as much as I can. I still have this urge and calling to do the readings, and that's why I'm here. But if you want me to stick around and keep doing it, you got to show me. You got to share. You've got to share abundance with me. Period. Point blank. Or else I'm going to go do something else because I have to survive in this godforsaken hellscape that we live in now. All right, everybody. Take care. I will see you on Monday for the tune in on YouTube. And of course, tomorrow, if you are awake and ready to go at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live with Lady Luna We will be actually doing some free readings at the very beginning. We will move into a collective reading. And of course, you can always get an in-depth personal reading with 2 readers for the price of 1 for only $30. So if you're interested in participating tomorrow, come on down and hang out with us. It will be fun. It's always lovely to have Luna. She is an incredible reader. And our cards usually show the synchronicities and signs that always come up whenever you have that 2 spirit guides coming together, or a group of spirit guides coming together and bringing in messages. So come be with us tomorrow. Otherwise, I shall see you next Monday. Have the best weekend, everybody. Take care.